What's going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? And what I have for you today is an ancient review of the Xbox 360 Pro. The reason why I say Pro is because the Pro version is actually this version right here. Now, the way you can tell the difference is, here's the thing. Back then, before the Xbox 360 Slim was released, is that it had this white version right here, and the arcade version was also white. However, it had a white CD DVD drive right here. In this case, mine is chrome, and since it's chrome, this is the Pro version, and the Xbox 360 Elite is the one that is in black. So the specs of this Xbox is right here is that it has 3 symmetrical cores running at a 3.2 gigahertz each of them, and 2 hardware threads per core. So that's 6 hardware threads total, and it has a VMX 128 vector unit per core. So that is 3 total, and 128 VMX 128 registers per hardware thread, and it has a 1 megabyte L2 cache. Of course, the CPU game map performance, this has a 9 billion dot product operations per second, and the custom ATI graphics processor, it has a 500 MHz processor with a 10 megabyte of embedded DRAM, of course 48-way parallel floating point dynamically scheduled shader pipelines. Of course, this has unified shader architecture as well. Now, the polygon performance, it is 500 million triangles per second, and the pixel fill rate, it is 16 gigasamples per second fill rate, using 4 times the MSAA, and the shader performance is 48 billion shader operations per second. And the memory in this thing is 512 megabytes of GDDR3 RAM, of course 700 megahertz of DDR, and unified memory architecture. The memory bandwidth in this device, it is 22.4 gigabytes of memory interface bus bandwidth, and a 256 gigabytes of memory bandwidth to EDRAM, and of course 21.6 gigabytes of front side bus. And the overall system floating point performance is 1 teraflop, and the storage is detachable and upgradable to 20 gigabytes for hard drive storage. And this Xbox right here actually came with a 20 gigabyte hard drive, and it has 12 times the dual layer for DVD-ROM, and the memory unit supports starting at 64 megabytes of memory, and these are the memory unit slots right here. And of course the I/O, it can support up to 4 wireless controllers, and it features 3 USB 2.0 ports as well as 2 memory unit slots, as you've seen right here. Leaving the specs behind, this is the version that came out before the Xbox 360 Slim, which features a glossy finish to it, as well as also features a matte finish, but however a total complete redesign and some new features on there. But let's take a look at the Xbox 360 Pro right here. So of course on the front right here, you have your CD DVD drive right here, as well as your IR sensor, your 2 memory units, your synchronization button, as well as your power button right here, and as well as a flap for your USB 2.0 ports, and that is 2 of the USB ports. Now, the difference between this and the Xbox 360 Slim is that these buttons right here, the power button and the eject button, they are now touch sensitive, and of course it does not feature the memory unit slots right here. And of course on the bottom right here, you got nothing except for these 4 rubber feet right here if you were to let your Xbox stand vertically. And of course over here you have your power button right here, as well as your AV port right here for your AV cables right there, so you can connect it to your TV, as well as a USB 2.0 port and an Ethernet port. Notice there is no HDMI port right there because this was actually bought in 2006, and the versions that came out after this featured a USB port, the Xbox 360 Elite included. And of course you have your hard drive right here, and this button right here is to remove your hard drive like so, as you can see, and it features this plug right here to plug into your Xbox. All you have to do is slide it in and put the Xbox in, or I mean the hard drive in. And of course on the back of the console itself, you have nothing except for these 4 rubber feet right here when you're putting it in horizontal mode. One thing to know about this Xbox 360 is its worst error ever, because this does get something called the ring of death, and you guys like to call it, or to be more professional, the red eye. Now, what is the red eye? It's basically where you get 3 red lights on your power button right here. So normally, when you boot up the system, it'll just circulate green, and then it'll go either 1 green light, 2 green lights, 3 green lights, or 4 green lights, depending on how many controllers you have connected to your Xbox console. When they start blinking 3 red lights, then that means your Xbox is pretty much dead, and you have to send it into repair back to Texas. And please note, if you guys send it around Christmas time, you will probably not get your system back until around January of the next year. That's what happened to me. I sent this in during Christmas time, and then I was never able to get it back until January. And usually they're supposed to take about 3 weeks, I believe. But unfortunately, I got more than that. That was because I had no idea Microsoft will be on vacation during Christmas. And that really made me disappointed. However, this is actually my second console that I have gotten since this was bought in 2006, and I'm still enjoying it. The only way the Xbox 360 can be operated is if you have this wireless controller right here. And you can always just push the traditional power button that's featured or integrated onto the console itself. Or if your controller is already connected the first time, then all you have to do is push and hold the Xbox guide button, and it'll blink, and then your Xbox should be on. And my console is on right now. I don't know if you can hear it since you're all the way right here. But what we're going to do is take a look at the interface of the Xbox 360. I do apologize for the distortion of the camera right here. So all the squiggly lines you are not going to see on the Xbox itself. Now, one thing to note is that the Xbox 360 consumes a lot of power, and I actually heard a story where this thing actually burnt down somebody's house. So the reason for why the clock you see right here says 7 a.m. is due to the fact that when I'm not using the Xbox, I always unplug it, so that way no fire is caused by just keeping it plugged in. And this is actually a good thing that I did this, because the power supply that comes with the system itself is really big and consumes a lot of power. And I noticed that when I keep it plugged in, the power supply is still warm, but when I unplug it, it's not warm anymore. So therefore, I believe if the power supply is warm, then there's a chance that it could start a fire. But let's take a look at the user interface. So that was just a little side note. So as you can see, I'm on my home tab right now, and I have open tray, which is basically to open up my Xbox 360 DVD CD drive, and I can close it. And of course, I have quick play right here, like so. And then of course, connect to Xbox Live. I'm not connected to the internet right now, and so this is why you're seeing the interface the way it is, since I'm not connected to the internet. Plus, this is not a gold membership account. As you can see, check my network and Xbox Basics. You can basically just learn more about it. And please note, I do not have Connect. I don't even own it. So you are seeing this without the Connect functionality. Alright, so now we're going to jump out of the home tab and actually go to the social tab right here, which is basically you can view your profile, so you can see your friends, you can see all the apps that you have downloaded for social media. I can't get to it right now since I am not connected to the internet, and I can sign out of the account or sign back in, and I can go onto my username right here. Okay, and we'll go to video. It's basically my video apps marketplace. This is basically where you can view all the videos that you have downloaded. So we can go to the video player right here and go to a downloaded video, and let's play a clip. The distortion of the camera looks really weird. So we can basically play a movie and then pretty much just watch it on our Xbox. And this is actually a really funny clip. However, I will not show it to you guys so I don't get any copyright. But if you want to know the name of the video, it's Red versus Blue, the full circle. Alright, gotta zoom out before the camera stops flickering with the screen. Okay, so that's the video tab. And for more video apps, you can go into the marketplace. So let's go into the games tab right here, which is basically where you can view all the games that you have downloaded. or installed onto your hard drive, or view the game demos that you have. So as you can see, Call of Duty World at War, Halo Reach, I Am Alive, I have no idea where that came from, probably my brother downloaded it, the Simpsons game demo. So those are the demos I played the most, and of course the marketplace and discover new games. Again, like I said, you are seeing this without me connected to Xbox Live. My music, you can basically install your own music on here, or if you have like a portable media device such as an iPod or an MP3 player, you can actually plug up your device up to the Xbox itself, so you can view your music and or listen to it. And what I really love about this feature is that you can listen to your music while you're playing a game, especially when you're playing a racing game. For example, me, I played a Need for Speed Most Wanted, and all I'm doing is just cruising around. I'm not racing or anything. I like to listen to my music. It's like I'm in the actual car driving, except this is a video game, so it's pretty much a fake driving. My apps, you can basically just view all the apps that you have. It doesn't really matter. So these are all the apps that are installed, and then it's basically the same menus. Let's go to the settings, and this is the settings where you can tweak your device a little bit. Now you notice right here I have a picture in the background. That's because I can have my own theme on here, and I can pretty much set it. And all I did was I connected up my device to my Xbox, and then I apply those photos as my background for my account right here. So we can go to system. I believe I have some saved on here, so let me go to the storage, and the camera's flickering, just ignore that right now. And we'll go to themes, and as you can see, here's all the themes that I have. So let's find a really good picture right here, maybe to you guys, but maybe not to you guys, but to me they're pretty cool. I actually can't figure out how I did that, but that's fine. And you also have your preferences, your profile tab, and your connect tab, which is currently blacked out due to the fact that I don't have a connect that's connected to my Xbox. Account privacy, family, and turn off. So this is basically the user interface. The user interface is really nice, and it is a little bit easier to get around, and it's basically a tiles tab. And this is actually the third update to the Xbox 360 dashboard in general, meaning redesign, because we actually have like the little flips right there, or the little tabs on the side, and then they changed it to the tiles, and then they changed it to the tiles, except with a cleaner user interface in my opinion, and they really stepped it up in their user interface for the Xbox 360. One thing the Xbox 360 can do, besides just playing Xbox 360 game specific, I'm not sure if this is the same thing for the Xbox 360 Slim, because the PS3 Slim, they eliminated this feature, what they call backwards compatibility, and it's basically where you can play games from the older game system or the previous game system that was produced, and then play on your new console. For example, before the Xbox 360, there was the original Xbox, and I happen to have two games right here, Shadow the Hedgehog and then Sonic Heroes right here. So you can play these games on the Xbox 360 itself, which is pretty cool. Now, the one gripe I have about this is the graphics. The graphics for Xbox 360 specific games do look really nice. However, when you want to play an original Xbox games on your Xbox 360 itself, the graphics do look a little bit choppy, and Sonic Heroes is a great example for that. So what I'm going to do is pop in the game, and then I'm going to show you guys the graphics. And please know, when you're playing an original Xbox game, and you know how I mentioned before that you can listen to music while you are playing your game, well, that is not the case with the Xbox 360 or when you're playing the original Xbox games. In fact, the only way you can do that is you need to have your music playing on your Xbox dashboard before you even pop this game in. Once you've done that, then you can put this game in your Xbox, and then you can play it with your music playing simultaneously. However, you are going to be hearing some game noises and the level music on the game itself while you're playing. So let's pop this in right now, and let's take a look at the graphics so you guys get an understanding of my point. Alright, so what I'm going to do is have the game load up right here, and what you're about to see is some strange lines on the screen itself, so just give it a minute here. I'm not sure. You can see the lines right there before the camera got all distorted. This is not a great experience in terms of looking at the screen itself, but I think you'll be able to notice a bigger difference when we're actually playing the game. So I'm just going to load up a random level right here. I'm not going to actually play the game. Alright, so it's loading, and as you can see, you got all those strange lines right there, and even at the bottom right here too. You might not be able to see it. Well, you can kind of see it, but as you can see, the game, something's wrong with the graphics, as I can say. Like, the Xbox 360 isn't really efficient in terms of the graphics when playing an original Xbox game. And when you push the Xbox guide button, as I said, you cannot play a music simultaneously while you are playing an original Xbox game. All you have for the option is turn off console. But if you want to exit to the Xbox dashboard, you see right there where it says Y Xbox Home. You're going to click that and you go to yes, and then it'll exit you out of the game, and then you can actually get back to the Xbox dashboard from where you were. Now, my thoughts about the Xbox 360. This is a really great console, and yeah, it's basically your personal preference whether you want the Xbox, the PS3, or the Nintendo Wii. Me personally, I go with Xbox because I have Halo for it, and plus I used the original Xbox, so I couldn't resist not going with the Xbox 360 once more. Even though it does has its perks, and the one big perk that it has is the red eye. The Xbox 360 is still a great console. The PS3 is still a great console too. Graphics looks amazing on the Xbox 360. No, I don't see a difference with the Xbox 360 Slim. And is it worth upgrading from this to the Xbox 360 Slim? It is not worth it in my opinion, because yes, the Slim might consume a little bit more power, and yes, it may look nice and shiny. However, even though this thing may be a little bit slow and it is the older model, I don't see anything wrong with it. And you guys still have this console, this generation for the Xbox 360. I suggest you guys stick with it, unless you really have a purpose for upgrading to the new Xbox 360 besides getting the latest and greatest. If you were to get an Apple product, then go ahead and do whatever you want. Anyway guys, this was an ancient review of the Xbox 360 Pro. Let me know what you guys think about this device. Do you guys still have it? Leave in the comments down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. Of course, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/BenIceOutGuy. I will see you guys in the next video. You have a good day now, and enjoy your game.